A police officer stops a lady driver with a passenger on the road. She opens the door and mouths, "Help me." Police officers know that danger is a big part of their job. They train for years to spot and handle dangerous situations as fast as they can. But sometimes, even the bravest officers can't tell if something is really dangerous. In those times, they trust their gut feelings to keep everyone safe. Kayla Wallace is a police officer from South Carolina who has won awards for her work. Since she was young, she always wanted to keep people safe and help them. She is a very kind and brave person who never thinks only about herself. Even when she could, she always chose to do good things for others. That's what makes her so amazing. Kayla's mom and dad, Marlene and Charlie Wallace, both worked at the North Myrtle Beach City Hall. People in the community loved them because they were kind and helpful to everyone. When Kayla was born 20 years ago, everyone was happy for them because they knew their child would be just as good and important as they were. And they were right. When Kayla got to high school, she knew what she wanted to do. She was really good at school and sports like basketball. She even led her team to win 2 state championships. But she knew sports wasn't her future. Even though she loved it, she had other plans in mind. The day she finished her mandatory studies, her guidance counselor asked, "Have you decided what to do after high school, Kayla? I've been analyzing your file, and in my opinion, I think you could apply to some of the best colleges in the state. I'm sure they'd be thrilled to have a student like you among them. You're a brilliant student. It'd be a waste if you don't go to a good university, don't you think?" Her guidance counselor, Angelina Becca, told her during her senior year of high school. Everyone was convinced that Kayla would go on to study and have a brilliant career, no matter what she ended up choosing. However, to everyone's surprise, Wallace did not want to go to college. She had known this since she was a child, and her plans had not changed during her teenage years. "I'm sorry, Miss Becca, I don't plan to send an application to any college, not the best, not the worst. I simply don't plan to go to college. That's the truth," Wallace replied without a hint of doubt in her voice. "You're not going to college? How can that be? What are you going to do then?" The woman asked in alarm. Miss Beckett was known to have a soft spot for good students. She loved to get close to them and become their mentor. Her goal was to get them to the top of their careers, and she always did. But this time, that would not be possible. "I'll be a cop, and not just any cop. I'll be the best cop in the city's police department. I give you my word, ma'am," Kayla said proudly as she rose from her seat with a big smile and extended her hand to her guidance counselor. "It was a pleasure to meet you, miss. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I know you've had other plans for me, but the truth is you never had any choice. I'll be a policewoman, that's all there is to it," and she walked away, leaving Angelina Beckett, for the first time ever, unwilling to say the last word. And she kept her word. After finishing high school and getting lots of training, Kayla became a police officer in January 2021. She didn't just graduate like any other officer. She was the top student at the academy and quickly became one of the department's best. The North Myrtle Beach Police Department was very proud of Kayla and gave her important tasks. She never let them down. One of her biggest achievements in her early years as an officer happened during a regular night patrol. Every day, Kayla and her team patrolled the area and usually nothing serious happened. But one night, things got tough. Kayla had to deal with a difficult case. She was just doing her job, following the rules, and didn't expect that her night would end with catching a wanted criminal who had committed a serious crime just a few minutes earlier. Wallace was about to finish her shift and was patrolling the main avenue late at night when she saw a white Jeep running a red light. The car was speeding and had just committed a serious violation, so Kayla didn't hesitate. She sped out to catch up to the car and asked it to stop. However, when Wallace got out of the car to ask for her ID and inform her of the infraction she just committed, the young officer was met with something she didn't expect. A female driver and a male passenger were in the car. The female driver appeared to be in distress, breathing heavily and gripping the steering wheel very tightly. For his part, the passenger was impassive, acting as if the police were not there and just kept his head looking straight ahead. Wallace had a bad feeling, and once again she wasn't wrong. As Kayla examined the car, the driver looked her straight in the eyes. She was scared to death. Then, without raising her voice, she managed to utter several times a word that could confirm the officer's suspicions. "Help me." The agent analyzed the situation and asked the passenger to get out of the car. "Sir, could you take off your seatbelt and come with me?" "Don't worry. It'll only be a few questions. I have to follow protocol, then I'll let you go," lied Wallace to get the mysterious man out of the car and away from the driver. This woman was scared and she had just asked her for help. It was clear that she had to act, and that she had to do it with caution, so the suspect would not attack. The man complied. She walked him to the patrol car and put him in the back of her police vehicle. Then she returned to the driver to find out the real reason she had run the red light. "Who is that man? Do you know him? Is he threatening you? Is that why you can't talk? You're safe now, I promise. You can tell me what happened. Nothing will happen to you." When Wallace managed to talk to the driver, she explained that the man in the passenger seat had just shot someone at a nearby gas station and then forced her to drive at gunpoint. I didn't want to run the light. I'm a good driver, but that man's crazy. He started shooting while I was getting gas, and then he came up to me and pointed the gun at me. I didn't know what to do, officer. I was so scared, I accelerated without realizing. I wasn't aware of what I was doing. I could only think about saving myself, confessed the driver in tears. The woman's name was Beatrice. She was a middle-aged woman and a mother. She had simply been unlucky. You don't have to apologize for anything. You're safe now. It's all over. You were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Anyone else in your place would have done the same thing, or maybe not. Surely they would have lost their nerve and done something that would have put them in danger, but not you. You've been very brave, Beatrice. I congratulate you. Within moments after the woman confessed, a bolo alert was sent out about a white Jeep SUV without license plates involved in a shooting. Wallace received the alert just 10 minutes after putting the suspect in the back of her car. When Kayla heard the alert on her police radio, she went to arrest the suspect and put handcuffs on him. It turned out that this man in the white Jeep might be the one who did the shooting at a nearby gas station. The police described him as a black man wearing blue jeans and blue and white sneakers, just like the person in the white Jeep. Kayla didn't know about the shooting when she stopped the car for running a red light. She was just doing her job, but unknowingly, she was doing something much more important than giving a traffic ticket. At the police station, Kayla found out that the arrested man was facing serious charges like attempted murder and having a weapon during a robbery at the gas station. They later found the weapon under the car seat where the suspect and his hostage were sitting. The car that Kayla stopped for a traffic violation became a crucial piece of evidence in the case. If you hadn't stopped that car and followed your instinct, that woman would have been dead, and that criminal would have been on the run in Mexico. Once again, you've shown what a great police officer you are, Caleb, but above all, you've shown your great courage as a human being. You have acted cautiously, thinking about the best way to do your job without anyone getting hurt. That was great, the police surgeon in charge told her the next day. Kayla didn't want to take all the credit for the case, but she couldn't stop it. Days later, Wallace was praised by the entire team for a job well done during the arrest, but young Kayla's long list of successes would not stop there. The North Myrtle Beach Police Department has shared many of her milestones in the department since then. The arrest of that dangerous criminal was only the beginning of a long list of excellently solved cases. No matter how complex, Wallace always found a way to solve the case and put the bad guys behind bars. The following year, the department recognized Wallace as the Agent of the Year, the highest award a police officer can aspire to, and Wallace had achieved it in just 3 years, breaking all records. Officer Wallace was selected for proactive policing efforts. The department's official Facebook post described Kayla as a dedicated guardian of the North Myrtle Beach community. She's currently the youngest police non-commissioned officer in the department, and her team decided to promote her because of her proven skills and outstanding teamwork. Kayla sets an example for all of us to follow. She's brave, intelligent, and deeply caring. Her love for the community makes her exceptional and helped save a woman from a fugitive criminal. She doesn't seek fame, she just does her job. This story reminds us of the importance of humility and dedication in achieving success in life.